Good morning, Academy 55, premium members, and everybody else who's watching the recording. David Kahn here on Tuesday, the 22nd of July. It's now 5 to 8 in the morning here in the UK, looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame, sharing the results of the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. Well, at the moment, we can see, like it's been going on forever, we have this consolidatory effect going on. Why have we got that? Well, US dollar indecisive as investors await more tariff clarity. So if you're going to invest a lot of money in the euro going up or down, or whatever, you need more clarity of what's going on because it takes $10 million to move 1 pip. And if nobody knows exactly what's going on, nobody's going to be putting any big money into anything about the euro going up or down. They might be more decisive during now London's opening in 4 minutes' time. We don't know that. But at the moment, what we can see is lots of sideways movement. But nevertheless, we will go and have a look at the higher time frames. So we're going to go on to the daily and have a look and see what's going on. Now, the other day I drew a trend line, and now we started to break that trend line. So we did go a little bit higher, and yesterday the buyers were in charge, and we are sort of going on that trend line very, very roughly, I know, but there is no daily, there's no imbalance to be seen. Perhaps a little bit down here, but that's miles away on this candle here. On the daily, it touched that line, interestingly, following following the higher high, the lower highs all the way down, touched there and it bounced off that line. And is it going to go up again? But at the moment, as you can see, we have this candle is very squat. This is a daily candle and very indecisive. Not good for trading whatsoever. So we'll go down to the 4 hourly. And there we can see it's been indecisive for the last 3 hours. We've got a little bit of imbalance down here that needs to be tapped into. So we'll mark that up. But as you can see, they are not sure of anything at the moment because they're waiting for clarification on the tariffs. Just get the right fair value gap. Fair value gap is the same as imbalance. No selling power on that candle. No selling power on that candle. So that therefore that candle there, that portion of the candle is in balance that needs to be filled, but it doesn't need to be filled right away. So we'll put it on the line chart. As you can see, flatlining, wow, for a good, since 5 o'clock, so sorry, 6 o'clock yesterday evening, it's been more or less going sideways. Not good. Not good for trading anyway. Rubbish for trading. So, but we got a line, horizontal line up here that we'll mark in. Oh, sorry, wrong one. That's my ray. I want a line. Remove that one. Horizontal line. That's the one. Just there. So that's been a resistance there and resistance there. So we could put that one in. We've got a kind of line here as well. Resistance there, resistance there. So we'll put that one in, and that's the two lines closest to us. So that's all we need really at the moment. Go down to the hourly. And yeah, we'll move that line down there actually. Resistance there, resistance there. And we're kind of staying on this area here for an awful long time. So we can't trade during that time because we just don't know which way it's going to go. It's not good. So we'll put it on ordinary candles. Go down to the 5 minute. And as we can see, this is all consolidatory. Will it tap into this? But we have a sell zone up here. So we'll mark that up. And we have a buy zone down here. So kind of, anyway, we'll go down to the minute, put our indicators back on. And as you can see, this is where we are. Wouldn't be operating into that buy because there's a sell zone there. Consequently, if we do get a sell, there's a buy zone there. Yeah, so it's all. You've got to learn, you can only trade what the market is prepared to give you and have confidence in reading what the market might be saying and just appreciate that you may need to come back at some other time when it's a lot happier, a lot more trending, but it is what it is. Really good news because you ain't losing any money. So 2.2 pips. This is the scenario for a sell, but as you can see, that will take you into the buy zone. Very risky. I mean, that to me would appear to be a scenario that could very well happen. Price gets into this, but it could just come down here and go back up again and carry on and carry on and carry on. And then they decide the tariffs are good for the euro, so therefore it'll go up. We don't know. And consequently on the buy, get a long position. 2.2 pips away. This is the scenario for the buy. And then you're deep into sell territory. Your 2-to-1 is way up there. And same again, you activate on this buy, you're in sell territory, could get to there like it's doing there, and then just going away up because they can't decide what they wish to do. So, you know, we're caught in betwixt and between. But the good news is, like I said, you haven't lost any money. hopefully you understand what sort of things going on. You recognize this and you think, you know what? Just watch, keep out the way until things are generally sorted out. But because of this here, I would favor a sell, but um like I said, but you're in buy zone territory there, and you could tap into this and then go back up again, or it could just stay there. It's just too, it's not good, not for trading. It's just sideways movement, one to watch really. So just time to play this.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself, and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. So yeah, we're like I say, this is happens 80% of the time, but the reasons are pretty obvious why it's happening now. And it's just too risky to trade as to like tossing a coin heads or tails sort of thing, really. Anyway, back to the MT4. Make sure when you do trade, you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple. You've got that all important 1% written in there. And I like to keep this little square on so I can close all trades on any given time. So that's that. So yeah, let's put it on. Let's take that off again. Put it on the 5 minute. I mean, look. There we go. Look. Ever since midnight, and even beyond that. Yeah, look. Ever since 6 o'clock yesterday evening, we've been going on this sideways tirade. It's just, yeah, you just got to appreciate the market. You can only trade what the market is prepared to give you. Simple as. And you have to have the confidence to see what the market is giving you. And at the moment, the market is giving us sideways movement. So we only need 1 or 2 trades a day. So having said that, I want to show you yesterday, where all my troubles seem so far away. Sorry. Yesterday, 2:30 on the US 100. Just happened to have a look yesterday afternoon. So the 21st, 2:30 in the afternoon. That's 14:30 there. Oh, there we go. Already marked it up. Where the see the size of the candles, very, very small, very, very small, very, very small. 2:30 pops in, start of the US Open. We had a buy alert there. Candle, put your stop loss there, and then effectively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 minutes, you're 2%. Keeping 2,000 units, that's the equivalent to 2 pips on a commodity like the US 100. 2,000 units equals the same as 2 pips in the Forex world. So keeping 2,000 units away, and up we went. We got a video somewhere about that, so we'll play that again.
Hi, this is Steve, and in this short video I'm going to just show you the settings for the Trade Assistant to make sure that you've got the minimum 2 pip stop loss on the Euro USD or any currency pair, and how you set it for if you're trading a commodity like the US 100, because the settings are slightly different. So here you can see we're on the Euro USD chart here. I've got my risk to reward on the Trade Assistant locked at 2 to 1. I've got my risk balance at 1%. Lot calculator is on, and my little purple button here between the buy and sell is also activated. So we're ready to bring the Trade Assistant onto the chart. Now you'll notice here that we've got the stop loss set at 20. That indicates 2 pips when you're on a currency pair. And we can actually change that here by typing over it. So if I type in there 40 and just tab off here, you can see now we've got a stop loss of 4 pips because we're on a currency pair. In this example, it's Euro USD, but it could be Euro GBP or any currency pair. So let's just put that back to 20 for our 2 pips. We'll click off here, and now we'll just put the lines on so that you can see that is showing us 2 pips over here on the actual tool, ready to actually get involved with a trade if that's what we were going to do. But that's not what we're here for now. I'm going to click off the lines here, and what we're going to do is we're going to change our chart from Euro USD to US 100, and I can do that by dragging it onto the screen here. You'll see it now switch over to US 100, and now you can see that stop loss says 20, and that's wrong for a commodity. So what we want to do here is come in here and type 2000. This is the equivalent of 2 pips on a commodity such as US 100. So now when I put the lines on, you'll see we've got the number 2000 here, and if I just zoom around, you'll notice the 2 to 1 still applies, 2000 and 4000 here, where we've got a $1,000 trade in place, risking $1,000 to win $2,000. So that's the number that you need to get your 2 pip minimum on. So the minimum number would be 2,000. You could have anything above that if you're on a commodity like US 100, and the number will be 20, which is 2 pips equivalent if you're on a currency pair such as Euro USD. Hopefully you found this useful, and thanks very much for watching.
Yes, thanks, Steve. So that was the US 100. I'm frequently finding that time is becoming very lucrative and profitable using the Academy 55 strategy. The reason we also come at this time of the day is because most of the time we find ourselves in a trending market, but today we just haven't. So if you was a very risky trader, you could very well wait for the sell alert to come on, and then because you'd already be down here. Right, we've got a sell alert. I'm quite happy to paper trade this. So you'd already be you get in down there because you've got red, red, red. That's where the stop loss will be. But then your 2% would be down to there. And then what happens a lot of the time is price sort of hits into there, into the imbalance, and then shoots on back again. Is it going to break this part of the sideways movement? Because this encourages this sideways movement also encourages low volume because traders will look at this and I can't trade this, like exactly what we're saying now. But you'll get your new traders, your less informed traders will be saying, "Oh, yeah, got a sell there. Yeah, we're going to have a sell." So when you got low volume, it turns into what's called a stop hunt from the price from the bankers and all that, where they encourage investors to sell, and then by putting your stop loss there, which becomes an order, they'll go up and happily take that and then carry on just going like that. And that's a scenario that was very well happened. And that's a scenario that happened to us on Friday, if you remember, when we were trading in the morning. And that's what happened to us. And now we're in the buy zone. This is the buy zone. So I wouldn't want to be getting involved in all that personally. I'd much rather come back later on maybe the US 100 later on this afternoon, or wait for this to do its thing and get more trending thing going on if it does. The only other thing is I've had a look on here, I'll show you. My FX book, and there ain't nothing going on really to make the markets move, except at 1:30 today we've got a speech by Chairman Powell. That might make it move a bit. But as you can see, and from a personal point of view, I have 2% effectively one good trade to get, and I've reached my monthly target. So why would I want to trade in what I deem to be very, very risky? And it is, but I mean, it's still in the consolidation zone here. So if you're excited by that sell, train your eyes to see the slightly bigger picture and appreciate it's a lot more riskier to trade in these conditions. And you don't need to, because like I say, you only need one or two trades a day. And if that doesn't happen, the good news is you've protected your equity. And that is the first rule of trading, is protect your equity. So so this is where we are, all a bit of a mishmash. See that That's the problem with the consolidation. It did that again and decided that, you know what, we don't want to tap into this yet. They might do all of a sudden, but again, it'll still be risky because are they coming down to that trend line that I drew up? Well, in this case, it wouldn't matter because we'd get our 2%, but I deem it too risky a trade to sort of because of all the reasons I've said earlier on. Because we only need one trade, because we're not desperate for a trade, are we? And so, quite happy to appreciate what's going on. Maybe look at the news, and if you work out what the tariff situation is, that's only a part of the news. Actually, you know, it's a big part of the news, according to this. But there are other little cogs of news that they put into the Europe Inc. braces for pain from a sturdy euro. So yeah, so seeing all this now, it's just because we're in the buy zone. All a bit of a mess, really. So what I'll do is, oh, by the way, anybody watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, so you get informed next time I make a video or another live. Usually we're on at 8 o'clock in the morning because usually for the Euro USD, we get a nice smooth trending movement on a lot of the days, and it just ain't happening. Again, if I put it on the 5 minute, take the see all this sideways movement. It's just not good at all. Bring it up to there, put it up to date. So yeah, this is just a consolidation. And something just really keep away from. Might as well keep that where it was, wouldn't I? Yeah, there we go. That's where we would have been. So what I'll do is I'll throw open the if anybody's got any questions about what they've seen. Let me just open the chat. So if anybody's got any questions about what they've seen, let me know. If not, I don't know what else, because we only concentrate on the EUR USD and the US 100, the NAS 100, and that's to keep it really simple. Hence why we have the zones. These zones here on the 5 minute. Once price gets into the zone, we're looking for a buy. So technically we're looking for a buy, but once it gets there, we're looking for a sell. Keep it really simple. What they call KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Or simply simple. I don't know exactly the acronym, but here we are. Raj is on the school run, got to go. But even though no trade, all very interesting and educational. Cheers. Well, thank you very much for that nice comment there, Raj. Yeah, I hope you guys are appreciating what you're seeing on the and appreciating it's just a really good time not to bother about trading because it's just too risky. all trading's risky, don't get me wrong, but picking your probabilities is not a good probability to take in lieu of the fact you only need 1 or 2 trades a day. So it's much better to not to save your equity and come back a little bit later on maybe the US 100 this afternoon, or this, or they might work out what the tariffs are going to do for the euro against the dollar and decide to do a bit more trending and then come back again once these have widened, and they will go eventually. They won't stay forever. And yeah, you might even push up to here and then sell, and you've got a lot bigger gap to manipulate, to maneuver your trade in. May do. Price will do what it wants to do. So with that being said, I've been on for half an hour now, so it's fine. Like I said, personally, I've only got 2% to go for one more good trade. That'll do me. So I'm certainly not going to risk it to get my monthly target in. This happens not so tight as this usually, but this sort of movement happens 80% of the time. But this is super tight at the moment, and they're continuing on doing so. So until it breaks out of that, one way or the other, it's not going to have my money. Right, so one more. Anna says, thanks. You're welcome, Anna. And so you guys have a great day. And I might have a look later on. If my lifestyle allows it, later on this afternoon, I might do. But if not, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. So have yourselves a great day. And thanks very much for watching. And speak to you soon. Bye for now.